Okay, welcome to the end of year update for Pentland Junction for 2024, going into 2025. A lot has changed over the year. First off, all of this is now almost complete. I've just got to have the green material put on top of there, and then have the fence put down here, just the other side of this. Picket fencing, which will go up to there. And then I've got to have my steps put in here for McCragg's monument. My factory has started to take shape, which means the bridge, the original bridge, has had to be relocated to here. It's actually glued down with PVA. It's actually quite solid, actually. Still got easy access to this section here, if I need to. I can undo that, take it off, which will hopefully be okay for if I want to put a camera there or something. Factory's a Metcalf kit. I've still got a little bit of capping stones to add there. There's got to be some curtain wall for the castle going here, with the bridge somewhere along here. And the road will then come down here, do a 90-degree turn, and go down towards here, meeting up with this lot, and then which will allow me to put a marketplace here of some description, and then get all this done. Oop. Keep catching him. A little bit more process on the bridge. Some thin plastic card over that will then get that settled, and that will go there. Moving around here, I've got my flats to be located. There's going to be another one of those stores put on top there with a barrier going around it. So that'll become a 2-level, might a 4-story building, might even become a 6-story building with another one on top of that. Or for which one will then have a nightclub. Got my lead out of scene. Thank you, Dave Howarth, for that. And of course, as you actually saw it here, it's actually at the right angle. These are going to be post boxes. And basically, all they are is just big barrels from another barrel load of one of my mini rigs wagons. So I'll come there. Those will get filled in with a couple of small buildings. And then might actually put a castle watchtower or something there, just something. And this is my brutalist structure, which I've had made for me for a guy off I think it's off the Engage forum. Name of is it Neil? I think it is. He's done me those. He used to do quite a lot of stuff on eBay. I'll get him to make these, and yes, they are ugly. That is perfect. I said to him, I want an ugly, brutalist concrete structure, and that's what he came up with. Which is perfect for the 1960s. You know, brutalism architecture was never going to be pretty. Most excellent. Obviously got my road here. This is going to become my access road, coming down to here, to my industrial estate. And it links in that this scene and this scene together. There'll be a gate here. Thank you, Jenny Kirk, for Weir Yard. And there's another reference to the Monday Club. William Loud Gramophone Works. Billy's Replacement Speakers. And then you come down here, and that will lead you out of scene to there. There will be a couple of sodium SOX LEDs in here, just to light up this tunnel. And there'll be a couple of lamps there, similar to these. There's one there. And one will be put there. And there'll be another 2 going over into the factory area. Oh crap. I broke it. It's broken. Maybe what I'll probably do, I'll probably mount that on a piece of card, a piece of plastic. So all is not lost. Don't want to lose that. So what's happened here? My depot lights have finally been installed. These are actually HO gauge, so double O gauge master Ford Hampton lights, and they are basically for a car park. However, this is a 45-foot trailer. So if I put that stacked up there, we're looking at something of about the height of about 50 foot from ground to the top of the lights. Not unreasonable. And then where the EF210 is, you'll see of my shed, so EF65, sorry, you'll see lights inside the engine shed. Those, well, that is a Dapol lighting bar for a coach. Just plugs in, all it did is cut the wires off it and use an old servo wire to extend the wires, and then wire it into one of my switches. It is actually running on 4.5 volts, not 12 volts. They're resisted for 12 volts, but it's all running on 4.5. Same with my currently my only signal. Yes, these are domestic light fittings. Depot sidings here. These here work, basically apply power to these here. So as you can see at the moment. Because these here are permanently wired. So if I just put that, pull that there, put that there for example, you will now see, if I close that, normally that wouldn't move, but there we go. Turn it on. And again, I'm not actually fastening the roof down in this building. I can lift it off at any time if I needed to. If ever I need to gain access or I want to change. Because currently there's a Minitrix coach sat in there. I plan on having that sort of weathered in some way. Might actually cut a door off it or something like that and what have you. Remove the windows out so it looks like it's having some work done on it. Where the paint is, just rub some of the paint off it so it looks like it's having some work done on it. Obviously I've got my Northlink set, I think I might have mentioned that earlier on, named after Markham Ferry. I've got these here, these are my Revolution trains, nuclear flask wagons. They are so delicate, they look brilliant, but they are so delicate. You're trying to put them on the rails and all of a sudden you find you've wiped, I've already wiped out the turn wheels on the handbrakes. Now, all the stock I've actually got 11 of these Ford wagons, but unfortunately this siding isn't long enough to put them all on. Behind my EF210. That's in line for a respray. Now I've got my Japanese tourist EMU. That's just sitting on that track for the moment. There will be a 153 going on there, either coupled up to a that 156 there, or working on its own. But I don't think in Scotland ASLEF allow their drivers to run the 153 as a single unit, because one car is basically, because they took a one when they made the 156, well, the 153, they took a 156, and that will be the end cabin there. Not really a lot, because basically you've got a little bulkhead behind there, and it's really quite tight. You wouldn't want to be in there for any long period. Whereas on the number one end, you've got a decent sized cabin. Be like trying to control the train from a bloody phone booth. In fact, I think a phone booth has probably got more space. I've got a Caledonian Sleeper. I've got 12 of these grain wagons. Somebody on one of the 3D printer guys did me these here. These are hopper droppers, and these for a grain carrier. Pico don't actually put those on. I've got my fake Azuma with the Super Hitachi set. Does actually run okay, but I took the wheels off it yesterday to defluff them the other day, and I found that putting the contacts back in, I've twisted a couple of the contacts about a bit, so they don't see. So although the contacts have been bent back to normal, they aren't quite as good as what they should be. So I've got some new wheels coming from, hopefully from Plaza Japan, sometime in the new year, in the form of 4 brand new bogies. So what I'll do, I'll simply come along, I'll just swap 2 out. Next major job to be done is to wire up these point motors. Once that is done, I can fill this area up with ballast here and put buildings over the top of them. And my plan is to basically have, because they are solenoid powered, the capacitor discharge unit is under here, out the way. So, to do that, to fire them, I'll go using, where is it now? This. This is a probe off a multimeter. You just come along and be 2 nails on the board for each point. So you come along and you just go tap, tap, and you'll pop the points. Stud and probe. Then I'll be moving back to this area here to finish off this part here. There'll be another piece of cardboard glued to that, and then there'll be another retaining wall to be acquired to go here, and then that will allow me then to put the roadway going up there. And then also as well to put my LEDs in there. That'll then more or less complete this area apart from ground scatter. Then I can move into here, fill that in, as I explained earlier, and then do my lights, one of which I'll probably have to use 3 of these. This one back there somewhere, let's do one there, and maybe 2 under here, just to light up the canopy. I've gone for these because it gives a nice even spread of light. They're fantastic things. Fragile, but they work quite well as scenic lighting. And then there'll be one of these going in about there, I reckon. And I've already got it. There's this one here. That'll be located, say, there. Just to light up this area here. Potentially another set of lights going in there. Yes, Billy's replacement speakers. Okay, now we moving back down to here. That's the old picture of Dave Howarth, I think I mentioned earlier. I've got some more flats to go on here. And then obviously the roadways. Now this is actually just black card with random lightweight sprays of grey over the top of it. Same with this here. It was just too clean, too clear, so I just dirtied it down a bit. After all, it's probably got to be about 80, maybe 100, over 100, probably 100 years old in reality. You know, it's getting on a bit. It ain't going to be clean. When we come down here, you've got the road here. This will basically come off scene here. And you can imagine you're coming down here, boom, 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 and you want to get to the industrial estate. You turn there, you come down here, turn there, go down there. This road will then actually be, basically you'll become one way at this point here. You can come down here and turn in there, or you can come down here and basically drop onto somewhere else and bring you down there. If you're coming down here, the road will carry on down this way, round here, and that's a scene there. Hence why I've got snack box, the rat box, lighting obviously will go into the signal box, possibly utilising one of these. This is an old lighting unit from 156 of Dapple. I believe that the black is the common, and the yellow and blue are, one goes to the red, one goes to the white. So I'll put that in there, and that'll allow me to have either nighttime lighting conditions or just early evening. A bit of dirt on that, what's it there? Well, it does run okay, that. So I'm actually quite happy with that. It's a nice little train actually. A little bit too tall for, in reality, for the UK. Yeah, she's slightly out of gauge, or out of loading gauge. Compare it to the 86 there. But she does sit slightly taller. Not much though. But on electrified lines anyway, you're gonna have some clearance above the wires anyway. That's gonna be okay. Then here, I've got my curtain wall, like I said earlier, possibly. Yeah, got the TARDIS. This thing just moves around just randomly for what's it? Sometimes it'll be there, sometimes it'll be there, up there, or just somewhere silly. Doink. Switches on top of keeping an eye on the Union. There'll be two more of those lights going here. One will go somewhere, say, here, and the other one will go across here. Just to give a nice even spread of light, because I don't want any hard shadows cast on here, which means I might have to have one here and one here. So you more or less opposite each other. If I do find I've got a hard shadow, I'll probably have to put a taller building in place. There will be a funnel here, chimney here, because I want to hide that gap. At the moment, that's the only thing I'm able to do it with. Just fold that in place and stick it down there. Although I'm not actually sure. Well, it is actually glued. It is actually glued down. Put that there. Put that there. And then this is going to be a factory, probably a reference to one of the YouTube channels that I follow. It could be Dean Park, it could be Everard, it could be bloody Iron Horse Railways, or Iron Horse Brewery. Yeah. And then I've got diesel tank I want to use. And then at some point, I'm going to have to move over to this layout here. This is my first ever that I built myself. I've had model trains before as a wee lad, but my dad built the layout, and I want to completely redo it. Possibly going the DCC routes and DC. So the bottom layer, which I'll have for freight, which is a simple loop that's going round two ways, will be DC. After all, freight's just going to trundle through. It doesn't really matter if it's DC or DCC. But preferably, it doesn't really matter if it's DC. It'll just trundle through, no trouble at all. And then, obviously, the second level up, which will be the C level, which will come through, that will probably end up being DCC. So I can keep lights on the coaches and have the trains go through. Quite a decent sized station, coming out to probably about there. And then this one will just snake through with a couple of tunnels. Something simple, and what have you. Then obviously you're going to have the scenic layer on top. All that will have to go. Try and keep the castle, but everything else will be ripped up. That may happen in 2025. It may get put back to 2026, depending on how much progress I can make with this in the next year. There are dark clouds on the horizon politically, which could make things interesting. Tariffs and trade wars and this, that, and the other. Yeah. Things are going to be it's going to be quite an interesting time these next few years. I'm in the UK. It all depends on what our friend in Russia decides to do, I think. Although, not really a lot I can do about that. So it will there will be the obligatory shunter on there. But apart from that, not really a lot to say, but that's basically it. And that's the most important part of the layout, although it does need a bit of a board. I did bump my head into that earlier on. Reaching on the layout, whap! Because it's when you're looking down that way, it's not really visible. So yeah, I think I made a good progress on this one so far. So for now, until the new year, happy running. Oh yeah, one thing I've got to do on this is put in some make that into a head shunt and put some more sidings down here so I'm not storing locos on flanges. I want another body for that 66 there. See if I can find the DRS body for that, because that is currently a duplicate of that. So unfortunately that is a duplicate body of that, because I got that one for when that one went down. So I can quickly swap a body over. I can keep my two Freightliner ones running. So that is a spare body. And obviously I want to be able to store locos and swap locos around without having to take everything off track and put them into storage. I've got that there, which is my class 67. That is essentially the very, very similar engine to that EMD 2-stroke. As you can see, the exhaust system is very similar. Apparently His Majesty the King has got two of those that he uses on his personal train, which run on biodiesel. And I've also as well got the Japanese Royal Train. I've actually now also as well got the other coach as well to that. So I can actually run it as a full Imperial set. I've got lights in one of my Hot 7000s, which really does look quite smart. So before I go, turn the light off. And here she comes. Sorry about that. There we go, set ourselves up. Now if I bring it back here, you'll notice you can see through that car, but you can't quite see through that one there. That one's all fogged up. That one is actually the motor drive unit. So whereas in this one here you can actually see like a bottom base plate, the floor level is level the bottom of the windows. Kind of looks unrealistic, so I've just put the blinds down in that coach by simply just putting a piece of paper over the lighting unit and drop it in place. So I can take it out if I so desire. And then to hide the lights from the cockpit, I'll just put a bit of black tape across the cockpit window at the back. Which would actually be prototypical, because if you're running at night time, the last thing you want to do the cabin lights reflecting on the glass in front of you. And for now, until 2025, goodbye. There might be a Euro Truck stream on New Year's Eve. I don't know yet. Bye.